I would say this is the blockbuster move we've had so far. I think it's either this or Linderbaum.
No, this is the biggest. I mean, now it's happened multiple times in the past year, but it's not very often you see a team trade 2 firsts for somebody. I feel like that's the bar when it's like truly a massive move. Like Micah Parsons went for 2 firsts.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner went for 2 firsts. We talked about that being a massive move, and then it quickly
Khalil
crumbled
Mack was
because
2 firsts. Matthew Stafford was 2 firsts.
Yes.
Those were both. I mean, Khalil Mack was 7 years ago. No, more than that. It was forever ago. So I do agree it's not super often, but it's the blockbuster move we've had so far. So go ahead and kick it off.
Yeah, I mean the Baltimore Ravens traded their 2026 first, which is going to be the 14th overall pick, and then their next year's first round pick, the 2027 first round pick, for Maxx Crosby, who is 29,
yes,
I believe.
29.
And he's under contract through 2029. So they're going to have him at least for 3, assuming everything goes well.
Right.
You know, they could obviously trade, release him, whatever. But assuming everything goes well, they're going to have him for many years to kind of pair with Lamar Jackson and, you know, the rest of the team there. But y'all's thoughts on this trade? You feel like it was the right kind of all-in move for the Ravens and they made it at the right time? I mean, what do y'all think?
It fascinated me personally. On both ends, I think it's so fascinating to think about what both of these teams are going to look like and then the decisions they'll make going forward. For the Ravens to trade a really high value first round pick in the 14th overall pick, which could easily be one of those top 10 blue chip guys falling to them, and they could just, do that again. They trade for Maxx Crosby in what is an admission to that Lamar Jackson doesn't need more weapons, which they can still go after a weapon in the second round, and an admission that Maxx Crosby can improve that defense, because they were the 3rd least sacks in the league, 30, and they had the 4th least TFLs, 66. Their leading sacker had just 5 sacks last year, Travis Jones. So it fascinates me for Baltimore.
Yeah, and I think that Crosby can come in and immediately be at least the start of an answer to that, especially in a new head coach there, the former DC for the Chargers. He's seen Crosby up close 6 times in the last 3 years, I guess.
Yeah.
Because they play in division, so he's
roughly maybe
actually.
Crosby missed
I'm
one
not
or two
gonna
to injury. I don't know.
I'm not certain how long he was a DC at the Chargers, so I'm not gonna.
Both years with Harbaugh, so 4 times.
Four times, so he's seen him 4 times. And Crosby's been very effective. He's gotten 10-plus sacks in 3 of the last 4 years. The 1 year he didn't. He missed some time due to injury, I believe. I guess that would have been last year. I'm not certain, though. But he's been very effective as a pass rusher. So, I think it's kind of an immediate answer. I don't like, and we don't have to get into this whole conversation, I don't like people saying, well, now Lamar Jackson has no more excuses, because this doesn't help him necessarily. Like, it does tangentially, right? It helps the defense, but it's not like this is going to make Lamar Jackson play better. It might mean he gets a few more opportunities with the ball a game because you get a sack on 3rd down, but it's not like this is the immediate answer to Lamar Jackson playing better and being like it. I've seen people using that argument, which I don't think is a valid argument. The Ravens may not have any more excuses, but to single out Lamar Jackson, I feel like is a little odd.
I feel like Lamar Jackson already has kind of ran out of excuses.
Yeah.
In terms of just, not fantastic postseason performances and whatnot. I just got to get the job done at some point. But I agree. That's kind of a conversation for another time. I am interested at, they didn't make the playoffs last year. Obviously, that's well noted. So, are you really close enough to make the win now move? Which I get there were injuries. But Crosby's already 29, so it's not necessarily a thing where you're a Micah Parsons type trade where it's now we have tons of time. This yet again kind of accelerates and reinforces this win now timeline. I applaud Jesse Minter for coming in and being let's go for it while we have Lamar, while we have Derrick Henry. But it's just it's scary in that sense, because you really do. That's kind of when I agree. It's you don't have more excuses, them being, just the Ravens as a whole, because it's pretty clear you made this. You don't trade multiple first round picks for a guy that's 29 and really expensive already to not go win the whole thing, or to at least not go to the Super Bowl, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. But I agree, it's fascinating, JP. Have they done anything else?
Like I said, they re-signed
Snoop, huh?
Tyler Huntley.
Yes.
Snoop was 2-0 last year in the two games he got to start.
He's one of the more important
and
backup quarterbacks at this point, I feel like,
Yeah.
in the NFL,
Yeah,
so I think it's a great move.
in place of Lamar. Yeah, he was 2-0. He came in the Patriots game. Of course, won the game against Malik Willis in Lambeau Field against the Packers. So that was pretty critical. Those 2 wins gave them a chance with the Steelers losing to Cleveland to have that one, the winner take all. The other move they made, I don't know if Sanders already had it, but I'm going to steal from John Simpson, offensive guard, more specifically from the Jets. He's kind of a second-tier offensive guard, and they kind of needed that. Right guard was like an extreme weak spot for them last year. Daniel Falele was like one of the most hated starters by Ravens fans, and he was starting at right guard. He walked in free agency, of course, with the loss of Linderbaum. Simpson, I don't remember if he has any experience starting at center, but maybe he has a chance to move in there. But to shore up the interior of the offensive line, John Simpson's a fine move. I am kind of surprised they haven't spent, any money at wide receiver quite yet. But maybe that is exactly where they're going to attack in the draft with their second-round pick.
Time will tell, and that's, I think, it's a good point to reiterate that we are making all these conclusions and analysis based off an incomplete picture, and we realize that.
True.
So, joke's on y'all. You can't hold me to anything I say, assuming, stuff changes. Obviously, if I say this player is going to suck and they don't suck, you can hold me to that.
That's a good message. Zero accountability here. That's our goal.
Well,
I'm kidding,
if I don't see the vision yet, maybe I'll see the vision after the draft and in 2 months and be bought in.